Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Last Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today I wanted to show you one of my new ships that I'm building. It's of course a transport ship for long range sort of discovery and transport missions from station to station, you could say. Now the concept is to keep it as thin as possible. A thinner ship makes a harder target, and it's harder to spot from the front as it's coming at you. It also means that it can fit in a much easier sort of cargo bay, sort of tight landing spot, without taking up too much space. And when you actually need to stack ships together on multiple missions, it's hopefully going to come very in handy. So I'll talk you through the project. We're not yet finished, we've got quite a few bits to add. So at the back here we have two of the main storage hangars. Now what's going to eventually happen is I'm going to do these spiral sort of door designs in here. So I'll show you what I'm working on the inside for these spiral doors. I'll just cut it a bit away and you'll be able to actually see what's going on. So we've got these actual vents where rotor is going to take place, and we'll actually have a spiral locking door for the transit, so that should be rather interesting. We've also got a smaller bay up here. It's basically on the same sort of principle, but that one yet has to have any motors in. Now, when it comes to the armor design, I've tried to place armor on the really key components, so just around the edges of the hangar bays I thought would be quite a crucial part. We've also got some bits over the lower engine bays. So with this ship, what I've tried to do is I put the engines on a lower floor. So underneath here we actually have the engines running along the bottom of the ship, and up top here we actually have the beginning of the actual cockpit. But I've tried to disguise it the best I could into the actual ship, because cockpits seem to be such a target for pirates or anyone else involved. So I'll just turn that off and roll down here. I've also added these little stripes, give it a little bit of a flair, give it a little bit of a fashion touch, and the rest of it is really just an element of design. So I've added these ribs on here to make it look a little bit stronger. And the thing is about adding ribs and other sort of details like this, there's lots of, you know, indents out on the armor. You can really bring your ship to life, and I really recommend trying it if you've not yet done it before. So now we move on into the hangars. Now the hangars are really small, really tight. Just basically the concept is to get your actual craft into here. Then you bring in the cargo. We're going to have another cargo door here that I'm working on here, and the engine bay will be going down here. So it's just a bit of a project update on this one. So the stacker truck will come in, pick up the crate, pick up the object, and then return it on out. So it's going to be like a giant container ship, most likely. So we're going to move through here on the undecided colours. So we've not even got any power on this thing yet. And then we move on to the actual beginning point. Now this is under construction as well, because there's going to be multiple floors. So as you can see, we've got the actual beginning area of the crew quarters that I've just started building now. And we've got these little crew quarter huts that are going to be on each side of the corridor going along, just enough for a crew member to essentially store his belongings and equipment. And we've got some different vents going up here, so crew members can also see that. And then it brings us to the front of the ship. Now the front of the ship was going to be a separate cell where I was going to store like high value sort of loot and ammunition and stuff, so that's just a dead end at the moment. But this is where the weapons and armour is going to be stored, and all the equipment for all the guys that are going to be on board. I'm thinking of probably about a 2-3 man crew for long sort of range hauls, just enough to protect them from pirates and scare off other ships that try to invade. So let's move to the front of the ship. Now something I've done a little bit different is I've done this little bit of divide in the armour. Now when I get this fully operational, I plan on doing a hangar bay here and basically a launch takeoff here. So if this ship becomes under attack from pirates, we're going to be able to launch an interceptor in quite a stealth sort of manner. So what will happen as it launches, it'll stay very low to this procedure, so the fighter or the pirate won't even see it until it's launched all the way out here. And then as it comes out, it'll be right on here, right on the tail of whoever's trying to take my ship on. So we've just got a few more dividing lines just to make it look a lot more exciting, a lot more interesting. I've added some little bit of a spike here, just trying to break up that rectangular ship, because a lot of the ships I build just tend to look like big squares. Anyway, let's move up and have a look at the prototype version. Now this prototype version was helped build by Sage himself, the master of building interesting square sort of designs, and I personally like this a lot better. What he's actually done at the back is he's made these engine sort of cells, these sort of square engine cells, and it makes the ship come alive, you could say, a lot better. I've not done any of the hangar work on this one just yet, but we've got the engine cells coming along really nicely. Now this is quite a bit longer, as you can probably already tell, than the one down there, and the pattern is quite different. He's stayed with the squares rather than working in the circles like I've done down there. I mean, from the distance it does look pretty cool. But I mean, these engines as well look really nice. So if we move around the back, we've got this sort of vertical slope, and we've got the engines here just coming out in that really nice pattern. It looks really nice. This needs a bit of a colour up. I can't decide, to be honest, between the two designs. I want to continue the one down there with the sort of circles, but I want to continue this one up here. So I'm really going to have to ask for your help on which one to continue on. I mean, Sage did a real good number on this one, to be honest. But he also really helped out with that one down. Well, yeah. Well, I was stuck. Basically, I ran into the ultimate problem of any shipbuilder. The ultimate problem is you have an idea and then you lose it. Now, I lost my idea about this point of the ship, and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So luckily Sage helped me on with some different engine compartments on this one, and then I managed to work on some circles with that. But it's a mighty hard decision to make. So thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to show you a quick update on some of the ships that I'm building, and I'll see you next time.